What's up everybody, Brad here with the Money Dad channel, recording from the beach, so please bear with me. I'm not going to do any edits to this video, so hopefully it comes out relatively smooth, but I don't know, I haven't done too many of these videos with no edits yet, so we'll see. I'm not terribly comfortable with it yet, so getting there though. Anyway, the video today is about SOS. This is one of our cryptocurrency stocks that we have been trading on this channel. I've been talking about this particular trade. We had another trade a while ago, I think it was a month or 2 months ago, but this particular trade has been setting up for about 2 weeks now. You can see I made this penny stock SOS stock price prediction video 2 weeks ago, and I've talked about it multiple times since then. I talk about it on every live stream that I do. I talked about it in this update a week ago. I talked about it in these two videos back-to-back days. So have been making a lot of updates on it, and there's my baby in the background yelling at me. So I've been talking about this one for a while because the chart pattern has been setting up for a long time, and we finally got our big break today. Currently up almost 24% on the day, and I think there's still a lot more to go on this one based on this chart pattern. So I'm going to show you guys what I think about this one going forward in this video. There's some Fibonacci levels I want to talk about. There is a price target based on the size of this pattern that I want to talk about. This is all technical analysis. There's not going to be any fundamental analysis at all in this video. And then we will end it there. I'm going to try to keep this quick because I've got a date with the wife at the beach today. Well, and the kids are going to be there, but it's mostly for them, right? So let's jump into why not do the Fibonacci levels first. Why not? You can see, okay, we're up 24% on the day for SOS, and we are currently hitting some Fibonacci resistance at this 820 range, right? I think we're going to break through that based off of the price target that I do have set based on the size of this pattern. I think we're going to eventually break through this, and then the next resistance will be at that $10 range. So if you're in this one and you wanted to take profits right around that $10 range, it wouldn't be a terrible idea, as we could see this stock, hit some resistance here and slow down. It might not even break through it. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to take some profits at that level. And then if we do eventually break through it, we would be looking at, heading up to that 1225 range would be the next Fibonacci level. So those are your resistance levels based on Fibonacci ratios. If you want to take profits there, not a terrible idea, as those resistance levels could, push this stock back. We might not break through it, slice through it immediately. We might need to retrace a little bit before testing them again and getting back through them. Now there is a gap up here at the $9 and, well, what was the low on this day? Let's see what this low was. The low was $9.76. So there's a gap that goes between these two candlesticks that wasn't completely filled with this candlestick. So I do think we get at least up to $9.76 to fill that gap pretty soon. So I am planning on that for short-term gains. So that's, if you're long SOS, you really love to hear that, right? There's a gap right there that I think we're going to gravitate towards. So we've got that going for us. I didn't even mention that in the beginning of the video, that there was a gap that I wanted to target as well. So we've got the Fibonacci's, we've got the gap that I think we're going to gravitate towards. Now let's get a price target based on the size of this pattern, right? Because that is going to push us towards even more gains from here. And by the way, how we figured this out, guys, this pattern, how we knew when to buy in and how to start getting gains. You see this wedge pattern start to form, right? And as soon as you break out above this resistance line, this blue trend line right here, this blue trend line is created by attaching the higher highs, or I guess it would be a lower high right here, right? You got your high of the pattern back here mid-February. We retrace lower, come back up with this wave. We hit our lower high and then retrace lower. Now you have these two high points. You trace a trend line between those, and you can project forward. And look, we had another lower high right there to kind of keep creating this wedge. And as soon as you break out above that, which we did a little bit at the end of last week, and then we really had our confirmation today, that's when that points to your entry into a position. And we can create a price target that points higher to the upside based on the size of this wedge, right? And we know, well, we don't know, but we believe that this is going to go significantly higher because a wedge pattern is a continuation pattern of whatever trend was happening before the wedge. This was a bull trend before the wedge, right? Chopping sideways a lot, but slightly up, right? So we're not slightly down, we're slightly up. So it's a bull trend, it's an uptrend. So we break out of this wedge, we believe it's going to continue an uptrend, right? So we're betting to the upside, and the upside is based on the size of this wedge. Okay, so we measure the height of our first touchdown for our conservative price target. This is our first touchdown right here, all the way to the top, and you get about $6.50 of upside from the breakout. So do we think we broke out right here? Yes. We measure $6.50 from about right there is where we would cross the blue line. Let's say $6.50 from there. Measure $6.50. Where do we come out? Right around this range, that mid 15s. I don't know if I can click it perfectly because I'm not doing any edits here, but and my mouse is a little touchy. But we're going to say 1580, or right around that range, maybe 1570 is the conservative price target. Why is that significant? Because we are currently trading on SOS at $7.88 right now, right? And we're targeting $15.88. That is, you're basically doubling your money. You're more than doubling your money, right? Maybe just, you're basically doubling your money. And that's the conservative price target, guys, based on this price pattern, this chart pattern. Okay, so let's do the more aggressive price target now. And with this conservative one, you're doubling your money. I would be taking profits here. If you haven't taken profits all the way up at these Fibonacci levels, I would absolutely be taking profits at this level, at least some profits. You can leave a little on the table. If you've doubled your money in a couple of days or a week or a couple of weeks, you've doubled your money. Don't be greedy. Take some profits. You can leave a little bit on the table. Maybe you just leave the house money. You know, if you've doubled your money, you take half off. You leave the house money. It's free money on the table, and you go for that higher price target. And you know, if you don't get it, you don't lose anything because it's free money, right? So let's measure the aggressive price target, and that's going to be the height of this first touch point, this high, all the way down to the bottom of the trend line. So we take the bottom of the trend line, measure all the way up to the top touch point, the high of the chart pattern. That's $12. Right, so we take our $12 and add it to our breakout right here. What's $12 get us? Let's find out. Right about there, $18.50. So that is the aggressive price target. I think we can reach that. Well, I would say there's a lesser chance that we're going to reach that, but this chart pattern is suggesting that that is the price point that this stock is going to go to in a pretty quick period of time too. These are swing trades, guys. These happen over a couple of weeks at the most for stocks like this. I mean, these are penny stocks. They move wildly. You can see we're up 19% at the time of this recording, and that's kind of like, I mean, look at the size of that candlestick. It's kind of just a normal day for this stock, right? It's not a big outlier. It's a big day, don't get me wrong, but it's not like this isn't like putting all these other candlesticks, it doesn't make them look tiny or anything, right? So it's pretty normal for a stock of this size to move pretty wildly. So you have to understand that when you are assessing if this is the level of risk you're willing to take, right? This is a very risky trade because it's a penny stock. It moves wildly. It's also connected to the cryptocurrency space. So if you want to be associated with that, if you want to enter that realm of risk, you have to understand all these things, right? SOS mines Bitcoin, mines cryptocurrency, so it's going to be largely attached to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, and regulation and laws that affect that. So you got to understand that. SOS is also a Chinese company, so there's international factors there as well. So there's currently some fraud claims out for SOS. Once those get cleared up, I think this thing is heading to the moon. This big play, this 18%, 19% that it's at today, is based on the news that they got their second order of miners online. I don't know. Oh, I'm not looking at headlines for SOS anymore. TradingView has this weird bug where it doesn't like to show me news articles of the stock that I'm looking at currently. But the big news here on SOS, the reason that it's up so big, not only that Bitcoin was up big this weekend, it is cooling off today, but it was up big this weekend, now at 56,000. The big news for SOS is that they got their second batch of Bitcoin miners online today or over the weekend, so that's why they're up so big. Anyway, that was the catalyst, but you know, we're all about the technicals here, the chart patterns here. So either way, I think this one is going much higher. I think I said 15, the mid 15s for the conservative price target at a minimum, right? And be sure that you're paying attention to those Fibonacci ratios for resistance levels to take profits at, if that's your thing as well. That's all I've got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not a subscriber yet, please hit that subscribe button. We do stock chart pattern analysis just like you saw in this video. We've been making some good money on these trades, doing well, and we're going to keep doing this going forward, all right? That's all I got, guys. I'll see you down in the comments below and in the next video. Thanks.